Hey Resinators, hope you are having a lovely day. So for today's mini Am I the A-hole Storytime compilation, I found two of the stories with the biggest comment counts. So I know these stories are gonna have a lot of drama in them because the Redditors could not stop talking about it. So you gotta let me know what you think about these stories in the comments and you be the judge. Are these people the a-holes or not? Okay guys, so for this first one though, I literally only read the first paragraph and I'm already mad just based off of the title. You'll see what I mean. So the first one is called, Am I the a-hole for yelling at my wife after she blew up my phone with calls because of a fire? Okay, so I work in a place where we are not allowed to have personal electronics on us at all. No phones, no smartwatches, no pagers. I've been working here for about 6 months, so my wife knows this and understands that she should not try and contact me by cell at work. We have to drop our phones off in the lockers and I typically have mine on Do Not Disturb. Before this incident, my phone has never gone off in the locker before. Well, recently there was a pretty big fire at a secondary work site that I do occasionally work at, but that day I was working at the main building. Local news covered the fire before I found out about it because we don't have our phones. Plus, the work we do isolates us a bit, so the news travels really slowly. There were a few casualties and a lot of seriously injured people. So my wife was watching the news from home and started freaking out, I guess. She called me 20 freaking times, which I didn't even know was possible, but it overrode my Do Not Disturb and my phone was ringing in the locker. In the middle of my shift, I got called into the manager's office and was chewed out and written up for my phone making so much noise. They told me to go take care of whatever was making my phone go off before I went back to work. I won't lie, when I saw those 20 missed calls from my wife, I was pissed. Like I said, she knows not to contact me directly and a citation hurt my chances of getting a raise or a promotion. I called her back and she was sobbing and asking me if I was okay. I said of course I was okay and I asked her what the F was wrong with her to call me so many times. She was still crying and started talking about the fire. After that, I started half yelling at her about all the reasons that it was dumb of her to call me. When I got home, of course, she was super mad at me, so I apologized for the yelling, but she refused to talk. She's been extra chilly the past few days and sleeping in our daughter's room. I know it wasn't the best decision to yell at her, but I still think my anger is justified. For one, she knows I don't work in the secondary worksite very often. 2, she knows that I can't be contacted directly and she could have just called the office. 3, 20 calls is absolutely insane. So am I the a-hole? Yes, you are the biggest a-hole. You got mad at your wife for caring about you, for being worried about you? Are you crazy? What the hell? Okay, so I gotta kind of back up and try and see things from his perspective just a little bit. And okay, I get it. It's kind of weird that the wife didn't just call his office. I don't know. After about 3 or 4 missed calls, I would have been calling the office, but that's just me. So I get why he was mad. But as soon as he found out why his wife was calling, he should have just gotten over it. And to yell at her while she's sobbing, really, that's really messed up. This guy just seems completely cold to me. You guys know I have to read you the top comment because this one has 71,000 likes. So it says, "You're the a-hole. Holy f***, she was concerned for your safety. Also, just have your phone on silent and then it won't matter how many times people call or text you." Which you would think that would be a no-brainer. Who puts it on Do Not Disturb? Just put it on silent, mofo. Good. Now let's get to the a-hole ratings. As for the husband, I give him an 8 out of 10 a-hole rating because there was no good reason to yell at his wife for showing concern for him. He's a piece of crap. I can't give the wife any a-hole ratings because she was just worried, but she probably should have called the office. I really don't get why she didn't try that. Now, as for the manager or whoever the hell chewed him out and wrote him up, he gets a 5 out of 10 a-hole rating, and honestly, I'm willing to go higher if they don't remove that write-up once they find out why his phone was ringing. I guess I get them initially being mad that his phone was blowing up, but if he comes to them and tells them that it was blowing up because his wife was worried about him, then they better get over it and get rid of that write-up. But that's just what I have to say about it. Either way, you guys let me know in the comments what you think about this whole situation. And here is the next story, guys. This one emphasizes the age-old debate between vegans and meat eaters. So you guys have to let me know who's the a-hole in this story. Am I the a-hole for making my husband a vegan dinner even though he's completely against becoming one? I, 24 male, and my husband, 25 male, have been happily married for over a year now. We met through a mutual friend and he learned very quickly that I'm a vegan. About a year after we met and got closer, we started dating. He had no issue with me being a vegan, but made it very clear that I couldn't force him to become one, which I respected. I haven't ever put him down for eating meat in front of me because that's his choice, to each their own. We even served both vegan and meat-inclusive food at our wedding to accommodate both of our families. Up till now, everything was perfect. However, recently, I've been seeing a ton of vegan recipes on Pinterest and I decided I wanted to try and make one for dinner. We don't usually end up getting to have fancy dinners at home as both of us work full-time, but I found some time today to cook something up. It was a recipe for pulled pork sandwiches, but the pork wasn't actually pork. It was actually jackfruit. When he got home, he seemed a little bit stressed out about work, but then I showed him the surprise dinner and that seemed to help his mood out. He ate happily and even complimented my cooking. But when he asked what was in it and I told him that the pulled pork sandwich was made with jackfruit as a meat alternative, he lashed out. He shouted, telling me that he made it clear that he was not trying to be a vegan and that he was gonna stay a meat eater. I tried explaining that I wasn't trying to turn him into a vegan, but he just walked away. This happened a few hours ago and he's still refusing to talk to me. Now I feel like I might be an a-hole for making him try a vegan meal even though he made it clear that he wouldn't become one. Because even if it wasn't my intention to make him one, I still made a vegan dinner that passed off as one with meat in it. So does that make me an a-hole? Dude, some people are just far too petty. Like, he liked the food though, so like he should have been impressed with the meal. You would think that he wouldn't even care that there was no meat in it. I'll be the first to say that I am a meat eater. Although I could go without most meats, I do enjoy meat in most of my meals. That being said, why would I be mad if a vegan made a meal for me using no meat and I enjoyed it? I just think that he was just trying to find a reason to be mad. Like, I get why a vegan would be mad if somebody like slips some meat in their meal without telling them. But anybody that I know that eats meat isn't really doing it for anything other than the taste and the nutritional value, I guess. So I would definitely say OP is not the a-hole, but her boyfriend or husband or whatever definitely seems like one. So you guys have to let me know who you think the a-hole is in the comments of this one, because this one it's just too much for me. But anyways, besties, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay kind, stay amazing. Peace.